evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. I hope everybody had a great day. It was nice and red with FOMC and no rate change, and it doesn't look like they're going to have one in sight. So we'll see what's going on with the market and everything else. But first, all information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. And how are you guys tonight? And what is happening with that red market right there? Holy cow. That is a red one right there, I must say. And let's see what's going on. Is this thing up? Yep, it looks like it's on there, so that's good. And I think, yeah, it looks like it's on there. All right, perfect. Let's get cruising, guys. How was everybody's day besides red? FOMC did speak today. They did not cut any rates. We knew that was happening according to Poly Market, and it's so accurate. So that did not happen. And even in April, it didn't look like it was going to happen yet. And then we'll see. I mean, it's curling up, but it has a long time. It has still a month. And then June. So we'll see what's going on with that. When is Pal's last day? I'm not even sure, but I think it's like in the next month or two or three or something like that. But that's what's happening there. Let's just take a quick look at the news and see what's happening here. Gold steadies after 6-day decline as Fed warns on inflation and stock futures tick down after Dow falls to fresh 2026 low. And oil rises after Israel strikes Iran gas field and Tehran hits Qatar fuel hub right there. So I'd say it's getting pretty wild. And the U.S. stock futures fall. Oil surges after Iran. Inflation fears sink stocks, and oil extends gains to rise 5.6% after Iran attacks the Gulf energy facilities. That's a lot of stuff and hard to read. But anyway, that's what's happening in the news right there. And we'll see what's going on. How about that Schwarmer thing you guys were talking about last night? That thing was blasting off today. I guess it did have some momentum today, huh? Janica and everybody else. How are you, Robin? How you doing this evening? That was running right there, Schwarmer. Here's ARTL right here, and that was jumping up as well today. AIM was aiming up today. Finally out of $1 or over $1, I mean. So it did spike up there. And what is that? PERF. I'm not sure what Perfect Corp is. It's a software application company. And EVTV right there. Envirotech Vehicles was running up as well. But yeah, that's SWMR, that new IPO we were talking about last night. I know Janica, somebody asked about. I'm pretty sure it was Janica, but could have been somebody else. I'm not sure. But one of you guys asked about it last night. I'll say it was Janica. How's that? I think it was. And yeah, let's see. What was EVTV? That's at Envirotech. And yeah, MU, huge dip there to what? 440, right? I couldn't remember what it was at. I knew it went to 40, but I didn't know if it was 240, 440, 640. I couldn't remember. But it was 440 right there. And it did dip down on its earnings. I'm not even sure what they said. They had post record QT, beat with EPS 12.20 and $12.20 revenue 23.9 billion. See multi-year memory under supply and list F2 2026 capex above 25 billion. Is that good or bad? I'm not even sure what the heck it's talking about. Does anyone understand what they're saying? Because I'm not sure, but that's not that happens all the time. So I don't know. Maybe they're saying something that's very easy to understand. Data Vault, look at this thing, guys. Hey, there you go, Luis Rodriguez. Also, sell the news prior to the earnings tomorrow. Oh, look, it already went down. It was jumping up there today. So yeah, do they have earnings tomorrow? I'm not even sure. Earnings anticipation following that March 7th. Oh yeah, definitely. I would say. Definitely going to sell any of them pops right there. That's for sure. Especially when it goes up anything significant, you got to sell that off and take profits, I would say. How are you, Janica? How are you this evening? And yeah, so we'll go through and look and see what you guys want to see. What's going on in this crazy market? I'll tell you about my fun day. I was at a cannabis convention today, so I'll tell you about that as well. That was a good time. And all kinds of good stuff. So let's get into it and see what's happening right here. ONDS was up early and pulled back right there with the market. You can see, and there you go. It spiked up like the first minute of the day and then came down. And it looks like it's bad. I don't know, though. Maybe it tries that's a little healthy pullback. We'll have to take a look. Or it could be, I don't know. It still looks a little healthy, but it doesn't look perfect. And it does have earnings coming up. That's next week, so we don't have to worry about that this week here. But ONDS, a little bit of pullback. We'll see. Maybe it's pulling back some more tomorrow. It's hard to tell exactly right there. Galaxy right here was down a little bit, and crypto did pull back as well. Didn't I not say last night we were going to see a little bit of pullback there? Well, there's your little bit of pullback, I'd say. I think it pulled back even more than I thought it was going to, but remember, I was saying that most of them had a little bit of pullback look after they had just run up there. Well, they came fast down to that 2050 area. So I do think they'll still bounce up. They just did it extremely fast. You can see it took like 3 days to make a move like that. Almost not as big, but it only took a day. And not even took like a half a day right there to make that kind of move. So it definitely dipped pretty good there today for Bitcoin. That's for sure. And let's see what Ethereum, it did the same thing, but 20 and 50 meeting up. We'll see. Let's see if they can bounce off and still look good and remain to look good right there. And your Ripple's looking the exact same. Solana had been looking pretty damn good. I know it was down to like 90. There you go. It was like teetering between 89 and 90 just a little bit ago. And that one's coming back down to your 2050 look. So we'll have to see what's going on with that. Crypto ran up and now it's coming back down already. But I'm not convinced that it's really coming down that hard. I mean, that's a good pullback today, but I did think it was pulling back. I just thought that same pullback was going to happen over like 2 or 3 days, not just today. So we'll have to take a look. I was mentioning it last night and saying it looked like it was going to have a little bit of pullback there. And UMAC was down a little bit as well. And it was kind of bouncing around, but that looks like it could be coming down at the moment. And here's Redwire pulling back, and it kind of looked good still. And that's also pulling back at the moment. So, but that almost looks like a healthy pullback, to be honest with you. So we'll have to see tomorrow exactly what the market wants to do, and especially some of these smaller caps that were really set up looking pretty good. I know we get to Rocket Lab. It's probably next, isn't it? Perfect. Rocket Lab, that had a huge pullback right there. I'm not even sure. And that looked great. I mean, it popped up yesterday. It looked like it was going to continue that momentum and then took a monstrous dip right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on that to see if that one wants to get moving back. And how about nuclear right here, NKLR? That looked pretty decent last night. It's bouncing around right there. It doesn't look too bad. I know Oklo pulled back last night on its earnings, and it was down some more today. I did see that one. I just kind of cruised through the market pretty quick today. Like I said, I was doing the convention, but I did look at the market. I hopped on in the Discord. They were asking me about IWM. We'll look at the indices too, and I was updating some stuff right there. How are you? PBH. I don't even know what that says. I think it's like PB Hankta 80, something like that. I'm not even sure if that's a name or just some letters right there. But how are you this evening right now? And VG, Venture Global, and LNG, isn't that natural gas or something? LNG? That Chenery, yeah, oil and gas. Is this a natural? Wow, look at that thing right there. Are all the oil and gas ones exploding right now, or is it like a natural gas? I wanted to look at that because I'm glad you brought that to my attention. Boil right here is up a little bit, and that is your natural gas, and it does look really, really good. And Gush looks pretty freaking good too, guys. So I would say oil and gas, natural gas, anything with gas involved is going to be up right now. And fill up your gas tanks because they're going to be it's going to be expensive to do that now too. Holy cow, everything's going to, and then everything else is going to go up because if fuel prices go up, everything will go up with it. So it does look like it's going to get cruising right there. So we'll be watching for them, and obviously looking at USO real quick, and that's cruising. Oh, it got above that trend line right there. That's not a great look for oil to go down. Let's put it that way. And let's look at them other two that we've been looking at. UCO. That's to go up, right? Yeah, that's go. Wow, that's blasting off. So that's SCO it is. That must be really in the basement, and it certainly is in the basement going down. So it looked good for like a day, and that was about it right there. And it is getting crazy with the oil and gas and everything. So I would say keep an eye on them prices tomorrow because they're going to be going up. Let's see what the crude oil is at right here. Let's look at the futures real quick and see. 109. Oh my, that one jumped up pretty good right there. Look at that bad boy. Yeah, that's cruising up, and it's going to go even higher, guys. Wow, it looked like they were trying to come back down this morning, and then that's how fast things get moved around on this. That crude oil is going to go back over 100 right there. So that's interesting. How about your sugar, guys? Where did I say that was going to go the other day? What was it? Sugar cane. That was it. It's got to be a look. There you go, guys. Almost 2%, over 2% right there. Look at that pop. There. Who played this last night? Who played Kane today? Let me know. We definitely mentioned that yesterday. That's for sure. We should be doing futures here. Holy cow. And crushing these futures lately. That's for sure. Coffee just a little healthy pullback, nothing major right there. And like I keep telling you, this coffee is going to continue to go up too. So if you buy coffee and like coffee, make sure you buy some of that before it starts going up a lot. Oh, yeah, that sugar just went right up there today. I mean, on cue right there. Someone pulled that clip for us because that was crazy. I mean, literally called Kane yesterday. Look at that thing. Look at that green candle right there today. That's a beauty. And so let's keep on continuing through our list right here. EOSC, this was down. I did see this guy down. That looks like it's going to be pulling back some more. And iron had been looking good, but not today. And that's pulling back. So the market definitely took a nice pullback today. Carmel, CRML, and these guys were starting to look pretty good. Remember, USAR looked good yesterday and not so fast because that one's taking a nice dip right there. So I guess these guys aren't even safe from what's going on. And generally, they've been running up there, but they're having some good pullback as well. There's your UAMY and your 4Us right here, Energy Fuels, and that's pulling back. So I don't think the market's exactly ready to bounce. And if Ben asked me today what I thought of the IWM on the chart and everything before FOMC, and I said, well, it don't look good to me. I don't trust it. And I said, it still don't look good at 130. And there you go. And this market does not look good at all at the moment. So we'll be watching that. As long as oil's going up, the market's coming down. So you guys know we've been doing the Q puts when the oil's flying up. And I think it's going to be another one of them days tomorrow, it looks like, to be honest with you. Burner right here. That's actually getting into that's in the basement, getting kind of leveled out. I couldn't think of what it was there, Lewis Rod. That's up holy cow, that's up another 11%, guys. Are you kidding me, Luis Rodriguez? I couldn't think of the name of it. That's why I didn't go and look at it. Thank you. I never wrote it down last night. JVAI. Holy cow. I bet like Doge Mama 9. Yosef probably bought like $10 million of it. How much? It has, look at the volume, guys. 653K. What was this day? Yesterday, it had 2.74 million. And then before that, it was, or was that 2 point? No, that was like a 500,000 right there. I mean, that's 41K. I wasn't even looking. You guys know I don't look at that stuff, but holy cow, what a call for JVA right there. Jesus, Luis Rodriguez. Man, that is oh my goodness. I didn't even see that. I forgot what the letters were, so I didn't even look it up. I should have remembered because I think Doge Mama 9 said Java last night, and it was and I kind of remembered that or something like that, but I couldn't put the letters together when I wasn't here like working with everything. I was like, man, what the heck are them coffee letters? And it wouldn't come up for some reason. I just didn't see it. I don't know. I have no idea. I was writing coffee in because last night when I did it would pop right up right there. But for some reason, unless I just didn't notice it, I'm not sure. But anyway, I didn't see it today. And oh my goodness, that popped up pretty big. And it could continue to run up a little bit more. So when I said coffee was going up, and then we specifically looked at this one, and I said, well, that's going to run, and Starbucks is coming down. Oh, my goodness, guy. Why did we not short this thing? I mean, holy cow, who called that thing perfectly? This is crazy. I mean, every day is getting more wild, Luis Rodriguez, in the last, like, week and a half with these calls. I mean, it's, like, so spot on. Sam, when are we going to do this? I mean, Jesus, this is insane. Somebody... Lewis, you're right. I think we need the transcript from the show, and then we got to run it through AI. Like, get the transcript, run it through AI, and then be like, yo, which ones am I like? We got to figure this out somehow. And because this is insane. I mean, I literally called this probably at the top the other day. We were talking about coffee. I mean, look at that JVA. Look at sugarcane today. I mean, this is crazy. This is like mind-boggling to me. This thing's going to continue running up there. Who's playing Kane there? Doge Mom and I'm playing Data Vault right there. So there you go. And yes, you mentioned the JV. Yes, you certainly did, and it soared today too. I couldn't remember what the letters were. I was trying to think of it today while I was walking around. I'm like, what the heck are them letters? I'm like, I know it's 3 of them. It's not 4. And I thought it started with a J, and I just couldn't remember anything about it. So and it wasn't coming up for me, but I wasn't getting the best signal either, so that could have been the reason. Anyway, yeah, I didn't see it, but holy cow, what a blast! Did you play this one, Doge Mama 9? Java means coffee. I do know that. Yes, Java means coffee. Yeah, but this one's JVA, and JAVA. Java is a JP Morgan active value one. That's not the one we were looking at. My wife was telling me that Java means coffee. No, because I remembered that Doge Mama 9 had mentioned that yesterday about the Java, but I just couldn't remember the actual letters. So anyway, I was at a cannabis thing today. Look at this day. This thing's pulling back right there. Active value, whatever ETF, that's going down, guys. So if you want to play that down, and yeah, that JVA right there is definitely probably going to run up again tomorrow. That's insane, guys. Should we be playing futures right now or something? I mean, should we change the show and be like, we're just going to do futures and that kind of weird stuff? I mean, that is pretty wild. Look at lumber right here. What I say about that last night? It was going up. And boom, it was going up some more. Yeah, lumber's getting cruising too. I don't know what is going on with this market, but I feel like these futures are like really easy to see. Coffee was pretty it's just like I said, it's just getting set up to get cruising right here. So very interesting. The bonds too, they're pulled back right there today. That was weird. That TLT right there, that was pulling back. I did look at that one. So let's continue and go through everything else that we were looking at on our list, and we'll get sidetracked again 10 times. But holy cow, I'm telling you, maybe we got to play some futures, guys. This is crazy. PBH, whatever it is, a PB. I'm going to just call you, how about PB Hactata 80? I think that's a cool name. PB Hactata 80. I like that. There you go, PB Hactata 80. I like that name for you. So I don't know what the letters mean or if that's even a name, but that's your new name right there. I like it. So thanks for tuning in and hanging out. We'll check out whatever you were saying. What did you say? Italy, something right here. You were giving all kinds of information. I'll go through it because if I go through that, we'll completely get sidetracked for a long time. We'll never get through this list tonight. So let me just cruise right through the list and then we'll go through all that. UAVS, I've been saying this thing. I just don't know if it's going to go that crazy, but I'll tell you what, it has been looking pretty good. It'll probably go up, I'm sure. And I'll just watch it, though. I'm sure. Light pad pulling back a little bit. Looks like a little healthy pullback, but could have a little bit more. We'll have to see tomorrow. It's in a very interesting spot right there, to be honest with you, but it has some good resistance. I don't know if Light Path just goes blasting off. This market looks weird. That has an odd look. I'd have to look at that one right there. And what about Carmen right here? Good old KRMN, and that's aerospace and defense, and that's pulling back to your MACD and then to your 50-20 look right there. They're curling up, though, so maybe that'll try to run. And Katos right here had been looking good, and that's also coming down. I had a little spike up, but coming down. Mobilicom was running up. I mentioned that one yesterday in the old Discord, and there you go. Gush and Boyle we were looking at, and they were obviously running up, and they're going to continue to run up there. And I think that Boyle is going to be looking really good. Top pick of the day tomorrow, probably Boyle. It looks really good there. PB Hacktat, whatever I said it was, Hacktat 80. I think I said your name. I can't remember. I just said made your name, and I can't remember what I said it was. How great is that? Welcome to our show. That's basically what you get on the. But I'll tell you what the market does. That's for sure. So whatever else I say, I don't even know what I say. You have to tell. Just tell you. I sit in this chair, just tell you what the market's. I mean, picking out futures like it's like I'm in the future right now, guys. This is kind of crazy. It's kind of scaring me. I mean, who looks at coffee, sugar, and even lumber was going up, but I mean, that coffee and sugar that's kind of like that's crazy calls right there. I don't look at futures ever. Like we just look at it messing around, and them things just jumped out at me, and you're talking like massive gains right there out of nowhere. I mean, it's kind of bizarre to be honest with you. I don't know. Maybe we're getting into the future now, I guess, and on this show. UNH right here. Let's look at these guys. Oh, we didn't even look at the other. Well, you know what? They all were pretty much down. QEBT. We'll just look at that one. How about that? Because they're all down right there. Nothing looking great. And I'll just go through a couple of them because, they're all pulling back at the moment anyway. And then you're going to need like a Trump tweet or something serious to happen to get this market turned back around. But MOH was looking good again. It had that pullback. And Your other one was just pulling back after it had been recently running up right there, UNH. So they're flip flopping right now. So maybe keep an eye on that MOH, and Oscar right here was up a little bit, and that's actually trying to get set up too. So maybe healthcare might be looking a little bit better. DXYZ was down today, and SATS was down pretty big, and that's that Echo Star right there. So that is definitely down. And let's see what that monster's doing. That's a good pull. Whoa, that was a monster pullback. I didn't see that either today, but there you go. That's why I added it to the list for a great pullback. That's going to be a great out. Look at this thing. When this thing's done bottoming out, it's just going to run right back up. So wherever it finishes at, and possibly down here at 70, we're going right back up here into like the 80s. It's going to be a nice one right there for Monster. So just let it pull back as much as it wants to, because we were never really in this thing ever. I just added it to the list. At least I've never even looked at it really. So I would say it's going to be a good opportunity. I mean, this thing's been a beast. It's been a monster, that's for sure. And that's why it's on here. Sinestech was actually up today. Look at that thing. Everything's going down. Sinestech all of a sudden decided to go run for some reason. I have no idea why. And IMRX right here. And that one was down, just bouncing around. I didn't really look at that today, but it wasn't doing much. I saw Sinestech because it popped up on my watch list because it was up. And I was like, well, is that up today? I didn't even look why, but I still didn't look why. And we'll look at it tomorrow. Chipotle pulling back right there. What did it say? They launched a limited time cilantro lime sauce across U.S. and Canadian restaurants. Who's running the Chipotle to try their amazing cilantro lime sauce right there? I guess I'm definitely not a Chipotle fan. I'd rather have Taco Bell any day of the week. And I told you about my Taco Bell story. So that wasn't me. That was my daughter there. But anyway, that was a good. I'm still waiting for them knuckleheads to call me back. I'm sure that'll happen pretty soon. They're gonna have a full out investigation before they have an executive call me. I have a feeling about that. They listened to that call and they go, all right, who wants to deal with this guy? He's nuts. And well, he knows how to tell us how it is. I can tell you that. It's gonna be fun. And they're gonna have to talk to me. Oh man, they're gonna have a great day. That'll be a dinner time talk for them. And it'll be a good conversation for us, because I'll tell you all about it. So anyway, here we go. Plug right. Oh wait, we didn't look at our buddy Chipotle or Cracker Barrel right here was down. And like I said, laptop travel, this may suffer from just being wrong time at the wrong place. And it was setting up and looking pretty good. It usually tries to run around this time. You could tell it wanted to. And then the market got real ugly. And I had made that example. And that's why it is very important in these days, especially for a restaurant. I mean, restaurants are like clinging on to like dear life. I don't care what restaurant you are. You're just clinging on to dear life, trying to do something, trying to make something. And the restaurant industry is really, really tough, especially now. I mean, margins and profits were tight all the time in the restaurant industry. I have a culinary degree, and I got that back in in 2000 actually. So yeah, that's when I actually got my culinary degree, back in 2000, when it was what did they call that, Y2K or something like that? They used to call it or something. I don't remember, but anyway, something like that. But yeah, so. And I was a chef for a pretty long time, and I know the industry pretty well, and especially the business side. Like I was talking about Campbell's the other day, and yeah, I think Cracker Barrel, it might have had a shot. I think this thing might get destroyed, guys. It really might get absolutely like destroyed. It falls under this 25, like I was saying last time. It could absolutely get destroyed right here. And it was trying to run up, and maybe it'll get lucky and get a bounce, but I don't know. It looks like it's going to bounce down here, and we'll see how low it can go, or what it looks like. But it has way too much resistance. I mean, it has to get up to this 33 area, and I just don't see that it's getting up there right now in this market condition, unless like Trump tweets that he's like eating a Cracker Barrel or something. He loves it. I don't know what they're going to need to do to really reverse it. They started to, and we've seen this pattern before where it's happened. I'm not going to lie. Pull back, and then it looks like it's really going to get set up, and then all of a sudden the market conditions or something happens where it gets destroyed. This is what that's looking like right there. PB Hectata 80, and So yeah, I'll go through all your messages in just a few minutes. You type away, go ahead, you write whatever you want, and I will definitely read through it. I'm kind of looking at it, but it's hard for me to do two things at once. But yeah, let me cruise through this because, like I said, if I go away from this list, we're gonna be here for a long time tonight. But we'll go to everything. I get through everything. Plug power was pulling back today. It spiked up. It was pulling back. I looked at that. Nothing crazy right there. And QuantumScape pulling back a little bit as well. So keep an eye on that. Here you go, Zach. Your rocket was down. I did look at that for you. And I don't know. It's just the market conditions, like I said, are just not helping this one. But I'll tell you what, when it gets turned back around, I don't think it's going to dip too hard. It could pull back a little bit more right here. We'll see if it bases out or if it does level down. It's trying to really get through that MACD and it's fighting its way. I don't know if it wants to get in the basement. It's going to try to bounce off this bottom again. So we'll definitely have to see if that's going to happen right there with rocket companies. And I'll be keeping an eye on that for you, Zach. And let's keep an eye on Lucid because that was looking good last night. And then today, the market didn't look so good and it went down right there. Rich Tech Robotics was kind of just hanging out, not doing a whole lot. And Galt right here was down big. I did see that with a huge dip. I said, oh, that Galt didn't look good. That didn't like this market being red or FOMC either. I don't know what happened. And here's that fun, and that was looking pretty good, and it's down. And Play was also down as well. Dave and Buster's, that was looking pretty good yesterday as well. Marin Riot, these things were down. And there you go. They're pulling back as crypto is pulling back, and that Clean Spark down as well. And look at Grab right here. That was pulling back. AMPX definitely dipping down there. That could be topped out. I don't know. It looks like it is, guys. Maybe you want to put puts on AMPX. I'm not exactly sure. Well, hey, Sam, what do you think about that? AMPX and possibly getting topped out right there. I know it's a possible oil play, so it could go up. It just has a weird look, like it wants to come down. So that's what I'm talking about on that one. We were talking about that Vault already. It did run up, but then what did they talk about? Did they have a something at the end of the day? What did they even have, Luis Rodriguez? You said earnings or something coming up. I'm not earnings anticipation or something. I have no idea. But it did sell off at the end of the day. But that was a nice run up. And we've been talking about that bad boy right there, DVLT. And let's see what else is on our list right here. We looked at UCO, SCO, and let's look at Rhythm right here. It didn't have much rhythm. And speaking of the cannabis industry, I was there today, and let's look at their stocks. MSOS pulling back a little bit. Let's see what Tilray was up to. It was down, and CGC right here was also down. SNDL, that was down too. What is this one? High Tide, that's another one right there, and that was, well, look at that thing. That spiked up pretty good at some point. I don't know. It was, where the heck that spike up at? I have no idea where that was spiking up. I missed that yesterday. I have no idea what's going on there for High Tide, but looked like it was doing something. It had earnings, and that is today. Yeah, that's a weird candle right there. But anyway, there you go with a couple cannabis ones for you. And Blink right here, BLNK was pulling back, and that's coming down a little bit more, it looks like. How about Sezzle right here? And Sezzle not sizzling right at the moment and pulling back. Sterling looked really good, and I did see that pull back because I had it on my list for today, and I was looking at it, and it didn't look so great. Rivian, not so good right at the moment. Lucid, I looked at it already. I just forgot what it looked like, and I was curious because it looked so good last night. That could be a little healthy pullback, and Rivian does have resistance above it, so we'll see. Maybe Lucid could run right there. We'll keep an eye on that one. And let's see what our Symbiotic was up to. That's also pulling back right there. So that is some Jolie's Jams. Let's look at our Luis Rodriguez list and see what's going on with Nubius right here. NBIS. Let's see right here. Nubius Group is running up. And I know Nader had mentioned that well, he didn't say that. He was just going off of Mike and the other person. I know that's what he said. Nader's having a child, so he said he threw this one out here on momentum, though, is what he said. And I do think it's going to crawl back up, so that dip could be a really good opportunity right there for NBIS and health and tech. That's what it is. It looks pretty good, honestly. I mean, that doesn't look too bad right there. I have to look at this over here, to be honest. Good on HIT. Let's see. I mean, it has a really interesting look. One looks like it wants to go up. This one looks like it wants to kind of bounce off but go down. I'm not sure. I guess I'd have to look at HIT tomorrow and see exactly what it wants to do. This ENSC. Familiar with this one? That was running up there today. I missed that. I didn't see that one. And you had Boyle on here, and I said that could be a number one pick tomorrow. Not natural gas like UNG, but Boyle's way better, to be honest with you. So any natural gas plays, I think, are going to be your plays for tomorrow. And light right here. Holy cow, look at that thing. That's looking like a bright light. Maybe this one, guys, LITE. It's about the best looking one I think we've looked at so far. That's not like a, what is it anyway? I don't even know what they do. Communication equipment. So maybe they use that in the military. I'm not even sure. And NVT right here. I'm not sure what that is. Electrical equipment. That's going up. It was going up. It's hitting some resistance. That Indo right here, an energy one. Oh, they might be good ones again, like T-Pet as well. Yeah, I would keep an eye on these. These could get curled right back up again. Battalion oil right there, trying to run back up. We'll see. Let me look at them tomorrow and see what they look like in the morning. Indo reminded me of them. And SEDG is Solar Edge right there. Wow, Solar Edge running. Is Solar running or just Israeli Solar? I'm not sure, but that looks pretty good. Sedge. And what is next? You had the SQQ right here, which is probably going to be a pretty decent one to go up as the Qs go down right there. So I won't disagree with that. The UVXY right there is up. I know that was running up there and looking pretty damn good. So keep an eye on that. It's on a good path, and so is this one right there. Remember we mentioned that the other day. It was on a good path, and that is on a good path. And Datadog running up, and that should be loose on the loose tomorrow. Datadog, that dog should be running up some more. So keep your eye on that dog right there. It is Datadog, DDOG, and KSCP, I think it is right there. Nightscope. Not familiar with it, but it looks really good. What the heck is this? Security and protection right there. So KSCP, jot that down. That doesn't look too bad. There's not a whole lot of them that are looking great. So these ones looking good. ARM was looking pretty strong. It's just kind of hanging out there, but not too bad right there. EONR, yeah, keep an eye on this one too. Like Battalion, I'll write that one down too. I kind of remember the other ones. I tend to forget about that, but I'm going to write Battalion, T-Pet, and all these guys. And what was the other one that reminded me of them? Indo, that's what it is. I'll look at them 4 in the morning. We'll definitely check them guys out. Is that 4? Yeah, that's 4, I think. So yeah, Turb was a good one. You're right. That was a good one, Doge Mama 9. Thank you. Thank you for that one too. We'll look at that as well. Turb right there. Look at that. It is kind of, yeah, we'll have to look at these, see if they try to get bouncing back up because they were pulling back, and now all the oil and everything, which was making these guys run pretty big, is going back up right now. So we'll see if it pulls all these guys with them. And they may be great bounce play opportunities right there. So we'll keep an eye on that. Let me cruise right through and see what else we had right here. Well, that was Luis Rodriguez's list, and ARM was looking strong right there. And you guys know your Michael Anthony list, ABO. That took a nice dip. Wasn't looking at it. D-Lo is already dipping down, and it looks like it's going to be pulling back right there. UEC uranium plays. I mean, that looks like it's trying to get set up. I don't know what's going on here at uranium, to be honest with you. Let's look. Dipping. Not looking great. Dipping. I mean, it could spike up a little. Not great. I would say uranium is not looking good. How about that right now, guys? So I don't know what's going on with the uranium plays, but I thought they'd be looking better at the moment, but they're definitely not. And Tiger right here was definitely not a good Tiger to play with today. It would have definitely ripped you apart, down over 5%. And it does have earnings coming up tomorrow. So there you go with your Tiger. I did get Battalion. Thank you very much, Doge Mama 9. So we got EONR, Battalion, T-Pet, Indo, and Turb right there. So let us know any other ones. Jot them down. I'm going to cruise right through. That PD is our pager duty. Hey, there you go. Luis Rodriguez, you're right. This one is a good one, too. Again, pager duty. I guess they're on pager duty again for war. I have no idea. And that Pag Seguro going down again. And this one, it's not so great. The Brazilian one's not looking so good for whatever reason as well. So there you go. Let's cruise right through our laptop travel list and see what looks good here. Acon, that looks like it might run up some more. Not don't remember what it is. A Clarion, that was what it is. Yeah, Acon. And yeah, that's not looking bad. 2050 meeting up right there, trying to curl up. So that could be a decent one. ARCT, and some of these could run as the rest of the market looks bad, especially this guy. Look at it getting to be in the right spot right there. You know, I like that look. ARCT. And BMRA is at Biomerica. I mean, that looked good last night. It spiked up today, hitting some resistance today. So we'll see. But it did run up from yesterday. And what about Bolt right here? That Bolt Biotherapeutics, that looks pretty decent. You could get a little more move, have that big resistance at 475 from 464. It could be a decent one right there. You can check that one out. BOLT. And let's take a look at CLGN right here, Call Plant Biotechs, and this one is crawling up as well. That's a penny one. It was pulling back there in the after hours. I'd probably have to look at it in the morning, but could be one of them ones that like runs around early in the morning as well. That chart was crawling up. How about gambling.com right here? And that was pulling back. I was down in AC today, but I did absolutely no gambling. AC is like kind of dead, honestly. But yeah, it's I was there for a convention. And there you are. So that is gambling.com, GAMB. We'll have to watch for that and see if it's a good gamble coming up. And GRI right there, Gree Bio. Wow, look at this thing. This thing has a lot of room in front of it. Now, laptop travel, this could be a good one right here. GRI. I might have to add that to like the penny stock list or something to keep an eye on this thing. That could get really moving right there. That could that has a pretty good look. This Green Wave is like a waste management one, right? Green Wave technology. There you go. Look at that. And that is spiking up right there. Well, the market looks like trash. So there you are. Green Wave, waste management, probably looking good as well, right? WM. No, that's pulling back actually big time. Well, I don't know what's going on here, but it definitely looks pretty good to me for whatever reason. So there you are with GW. They're picking up all the trash in the market right now. Good old Green Wave, GWAV. And let's see what 1G, is that what it is? Yeah, we'll call it 1G, One Construction Group. That does look good at Hong Kong. You know, some of these Hong Kong, like cheap construction companies overnight will just go cruising sometimes. So you can watch out for that one in the morning. That's for sure. PMCB, I'd have to look at that one. It says it's running up in the after hours. So keep an eye on it. And here is SkyE. It's SkyE Biosciences right there. And just bouncing around. There was a couple good ones on that list as well. So thank you, Laptop Travel. And here we go. Let's take a quick look and see what you guys were talking about up here really fast. And let me see what was going on. PB hacked to 80 right there. Let me see what this was real quick. VG is Venture Global. Whoa, that does look pretty good. You're absolutely right with that oil and gas one. Did we look at that already? I feel like we looked at Venture Global when you already mentioned it. Yeah, didn't we look at LNG? Because that was looking good too. And that does look good. Yeah, I'd say these guys looking good right there for sure. PB hacked to 80. I like that right there. And let me see. LNG play on Qatar on fire at Ras Laffan plant, whatever that is. I guess it's like an oil and gas or this company. I have no idea, but there you go. Thank you for that info. Yeah, a bunch of info. I'll put it up here. You know, I might not be able to read it all, but I'll try to. Here we are. Let's see. It's a large amount for them to invest. I'm not even sure what you're talking about. Sorry, Luis Rodriguez. And you said something right there. Let me see. Qatar's gas or something. Pearl GTL. Is that a company? I don't even know. What is that? No, that is not. I didn't think so. Gas to liquid. If I would have just read a little further, I could have seen what it was. Is complex is on fire. So it is quite literally that. It's ASU air separator something unit has been destroyed. These units are extremely expensive to replace. There you go. So, well, that's information right there. And Luis Rodriguez, like Salesforce and Circle, huh? CRM is Salesforce. Yes, it is. Pulling back to the 20. Let's see if that one wants to really roll off right there. And let's see what your Circle's up to. It's been running up. I mean, it's been looking good. I don't know. Be careful with that one right there. I'd have to look at it tomorrow. And you're saying Salesforce is another Circle in the making, is what you're saying. Yeah, it could be. It could be getting set up. Circle just did a nice run up, that's for sure. And here we are. It says Italy by Linde and something said me something. I don't even know what that. It's not you. I just can't read. PB hack to 80, and it's nothing against your writing. You look like you write pretty normal, especially compared to what Michael Anthony does to this show. But to me, but I'm just not the best reader, so it's just me. And anyway, let me see. Cost is about $1 billion. Holy cow! Oh man, what the heck is that all about? I have no idea. And we were talking about that Java JVA right there. And let's see, PB Hacked 80. You got a couple right here. Let's go through them and see what you're looking at. TTF is spot price. Oh, I don't even know what that means. Dutch TTF is 56 plus now. I'm not even sure what that means. PB Hacked 80. Laptop Travel and Luis Rodriguez. What do they mean by what's PB Hack to 80 mean when he says TTF is spot price? I don't even know what that means, to be honest with you. I'll give you a hint. PB Hack to 80. Just write everything like you're talking to a fifth grader, and I'll completely understand. PB Hacked obviously 80. That person, I don't even know, boy or girl. I have no idea who it is, but I'll just say them, and it's easier. But yeah, I'll call you PB Hacked 80. Nothing against you. I suffered a brain injury. I can't read that well. Everyone else knows that, but you seem pretty new to the show, I think. And if you have tuned in before, I appreciate it. But if you never did, yeah, you could keep typing away. I just don't read very well. It's nothing against you. Now, Michael Anthony, he can't type, and that's a whole nother story, but we have fun with that. So I don't want you to think that I'm butchering what you're writing. It's not. Yeah, it's just me, and I just explained that to everybody there. But anyway, here we are. Let me see. What were you saying there? Dutch TTF. Yeah, we were saying that it was 17 to 28 before the war. And VG, that one, look now, that one I could talk to you about here. TG or PB Hack to 80. This one we can talk all night. This one looks beautiful, guys. I'd say you're definitely on the money with VG. That looks great right there, I have to say. And let me see. What were you talking about? Oh, yeah, I forgot when we were talking about Data Vault. We'll do it in a second. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez. You're not kidding. And PB Hack to 80 said he got in at 6 to 7, and now it's 15 plus. So yeah, I'd say you got in at the right place, dude. Holy cow, you got him way down there. Good one for you. I like it. And on VG, it's a lifetime game changer. Love it, dude. There you go. Congratulations, PB Hacked 80, and I'm glad you're hanging out this evening. So thanks for tuning in and typing away and communicating. Let's see, same type of move that AEI yeah, let me try this again. AEO did when Sydney Sweeney. Oh yeah, you're right. That thing went crazy. That was Arrow Pastel. I know that one. I remember that. I was trying to think what it was, and then when you said that, I do remember. And that thing did go ballistic right there. You're absolutely right about that one. Yeah, VG. I'll tell you what, that thing is a beauty right there. Good call on that. PB Hack to 80. I like it. So let us know next time you like one of them down there, and it's going to run all that percentage up there, like double. We're in with you, PB Hack to 80. I'll give you a list right there. That's a beauty. So let's see. Chipotle's BS. The workers don't even add enough meat and cheese or beans. I love it. There you go. Honestly, I do not like Chipotle. They have like two of them. They just made two of them near me, and I think they're terrible. And I don't know why, but if anyone else has Ring, and I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but why like every single day on Ring, like random people like 10 times a day, like ask if Chipotle's open or if they serve ice cream, or like, is it like some kind of TikTok thing or something weird? I have no idea, but I see it all the time. Like it just pops up because you get the messages or whatever. And then it's like, says like, is Chipotle open? It's like just dumb things every day about Chipotle. It's only about Chipotle. I'm like, is this like some marketing thing? Because it makes me hate them even more. But I don't know if anyone else experiences that, but I see it on my Ring messages, like when it pops up, like your neighborhood ones, and I have no idea why. So I'm not sure, but yeah, I think Chipotle's BS too. That's for sure, and that is CMG right here. And it's dipping down. It looks like it's going to dip down a little bit more. We'll see if it tries to bounce off of that support, but it doesn't look too healthy to do it right there. And let's see. And when you ask for As for meat, they barely sprinkle or whatever. They barely sprinkle anything on top. They barely put anything on it. Here you go. This is for Chipotle. Here you go, Chipotle. If you're listening, here you go. PB Hack the 80 is going to tell you what's wrong with your stores and what you guys do. They barely put anything on it, and if you say extra meat, they just put one or two pieces on top of the two that they shaved off the regular portion. That's pretty funny. I don't even know. I don't eat there, so that's pretty hilarious. And what did you say? So you're really overpaying for the normal portion. That's all you're doing. So yeah, if you ask for extra meat, you're overpaying for the normal portion, guys. That's what they do. So there you go, Chipotle. How do you like that? All Chipotle customers got laid off. When did that happen? I have no idea. So all the layoffs will hurt Chipotle. I'm not sure how many layoffs. What did they say? Chipotle. Oh yeah, they had a lime sauce or something. I have no idea. Did they lay off a bunch of people? I'm not even sure, to be honest with you. And it was basically, let me see, all of Chipotle customers, the corporate people who got laid off in the masses right there. Did we talk about that they had like laid off the corporate people? Or was that a different company? That was Cracker Barrel, right? Wasn't that Cracker Barrel that did that as well? Chipotle did that too? I didn't even know that. Didn't Cracker Barrel do that? And I was like, I forget. I don't, maybe it was Chipotle. I don't even remember. I know we were talking about something like that before, not too long ago. PB Hack to 80. So thank you for all that. And yeah, go ahead, chime in and hang out. And welcome to the show. And everybody else that's tuning in, go ahead, chime in, hang out, and let us know what you think. And we'll go through the rest of the list. Look, Michael Anthony's even on here too. And we did look at that VG. And you're right, that thing's crazy. And that Swarmer thing, or whatever the heck it is, SWMR, talking about Schwarmer, right? Swarmer right here. Let's talk about Schwarber and the rest of the USA team. I can't believe they lost last night in that World Baseball Classic Championship. I mean, came back down 2-0 to give up that run at the end. Are you kidding me? Oh, man, that was so disappointing right there. So anyway, just wanted to touch on that real quick. That was disappointing. And that thing wasn't disappointing. And you guys were asking if that thing was going to continue to run yesterday. I said, yeah, watch that thing in the morning. It looks pretty good to me. And there you go. It was cruising along. Data Vault's earnings are tomorrow morning. That's what's going on there, huh, Luis Rodriguez? Are you sure their earnings? Because I don't see it up here. Let's see. It says DVLT. I'm going to bring it up over here because I don't see earnings. They're usually pretty good with telling me what they're going to do. Let me see over here if they give me the earnings real quick. Let me take a quick peek. Earnings right there. What day? That says it's going to be on the 19th, which would be tomorrow, huh? Well, I guess they do have earnings tomorrow then. How about that, Luis Rodriguez? So I didn't even realize that they had their earnings, but there you go, Data Vault. And there you go, your Data Vault pop. Yeah, there you go. Doge Mama 9 even has a jingle. We do jingles on this show and all of it. I mean, it's so crazy. We do crazy things, right, Michael Anthony? You're always hanging out with us and having a good time. So there you go. And we did add all them guys. But yeah, Data Vault, its earnings are tomorrow, apparently. We'll keep an eye on that. But it did get sold off there. I guess maybe they're in the morning, possibly. I'm not even sure, Luis Rodriguez, what's going on. But it does look like it. It did run up. I did say watch for dips and then watch for some pops. And there you go. I mean, you couldn't have. That was a beauty right there. Good old Data Vault. You know what we'll do? We'll watch for more dips again. How about that? So there we are with Data Vault and your Doge Mama 9 jingle. And then your PAG S. We already looked at it there. Michael Anthony was pulling back. I don't know. I'm not so sure. Maybe you get a little tiny curl up tomorrow, but I'm not even sure you get that tomorrow. So we'll be looking at that. And your Tiger was down today. Someone chained that Tiger up. He was not happy right there going in the earnings. Has 3 filing where insiders are buying up shares. Well, yeah, because they're buying it dirt cheap. I'm going to buy it even cheaper than them, Michael Anthony. How about that right there for Tiger? Because I've been patient and haven't bought any yet. And how about your Perfect Corp? Did we look at this already? I'm not even sure, but this one's running up right there, not looking too bad. That could be a perfect setup for the morning. So keep an eye on that, Luis Rodriguez. And what are you saying here, Michael Anthony? Here you go. Uh, PB hack to 80. You want to read? I didn't even read it yet, but if you want to watch this writing right here, it's going to be incredible. Ready? Here I already know because it's more than two lines, so I can already tell you. Unless he used his AI, he could have. I don't know. Let's see. Tiger reports earning in the morning. That could run since 3G filing that insiders buying before earning couldn't run over 10 with upgrades to 14 and 17.15. Well, that was a lot more normal than it usually is there, Michael Anthony. You didn't even use your AI. And like I said last night, we better get through like $8 first and then get up here into like the 10 range if you can. So, yeah, we'll have to see about that Tiger. We'll look at it tomorrow. People are buying it up there, but guess what? I don't know. We'll have to see what it looks like in the morning. I'll take a look at it. D'Lo reported after the close. That one, is that the one that went down? That went up in the after hours. I wasn't paying attention to the after hours price right there, to be honest, when we went over it. So there you are. It did spike around. They did have earnings for D'Lo. Not sure what they did. What does it say? It looks green. Something happened, and there you go. That's what it did right there on its earnings. So there you are. 5. Isn't that Fiverr? Or am I wrong about that? Or is that something different? I don't know. Oh, Five Below. That makes sense too. Couldn't think of the name of that company. I just thought of Fiverr, but yeah, Five Below makes sense. Let's see. Five Below is up pretty good. What did they do? They had earnings and beat it. Yeah, they sure did. That's looking pretty good right there. And they did something with their sales guidance. I'm not sure what they did, but they did something over there. So there you go, with Five Below. And let's see what else is going on over here. Doge Mama 9 said she went to Cracker Barrel and wasn't impressed. Will probably never go back again. So there you go, Doge Mama 9. Yeah, that's company's the newest CEO. She got woke, and then they had to drive the company down into the ground because she screwed it up, and the stock, the value of the company dipped so much that they didn't have a choice but to do stupid decisions. And now they're not even doing things that they've done their entire lives. And what they need to do is get rid of her and make a whole new maker. What do I need to fix Cracker Barrel? I think I already said what needed to happen on that company. But we can go over it tonight or another night. I'll tell you, I broke down Campbell's Soup and told you what they need to do. Gave them free advice right there. They could fix the whole entire company. It's like a multi-billion. What is Campbell's Soup worth? Oh, you gotta look at it. Let's see. What's their valuation down here? Market cap $6.2 billion. And this idiot over here just told you how to fix the whole company for free. They don't even know. Holy cow. I did it for 2 days. I told you what they need to do, and they still can't do it. And they don't even know what's going on over here. They got more pasta companies and sauce companies. They don't even know what's happening at Campbell's Soup. I don't think any of the executive team even talks to each other, to be honest, which I have no idea what's happening at that place. But anyway, let's get back to our show over here. Ped, let's see. Is that the other one? Oh, yeah, that is. I was trying to remember what it was when I was writing the list earlier. Pedvico. That one. There you go. That one's moving. There you go, Michael Anthony. You got one that's moving up there. He said, run, baby, run. Microsoft double ripping. Double dipping, I would say. Is that? Oh, you said double dipping. I said, I thought you said double ripping. And yeah, you're right. It's definitely double dipping right there for sure. And Adobe back in the black hole. It sure is going back down right there. What's Oracle wasn't looking so great either. I'm not gonna lie. It's back down there as well. And let me see. TI, but GR earnings should be 21. I don't know what that. Oh, here you go. All right, who was that? PB hack to 80. Here you go. This is going to be a good conversation right here. This is what I was. This is Michael Anthony at his finest right here. I have no idea what he writes, but we try to figure it out. We made an AI just to figure out what he talks about because I don't even know. But anyway, TI, but GR earnings should be 21. That earning going to be much higher. Has new accounts on December 4th. And now, since December 4th, has lots more new accounts. Is Y City upgrade to 1750? So if anyone can make sense of that, please feel free to chime in and go ahead. But there you go, Michael Anthony. I love it. Thanks for the information. I just have no idea what it said. I know there was two has's in there. It's about when you when you write two has, that's about as far as my attention can go. I'm like has, and then I don't even know what the rest of it says. Not that I really follow the rest because I'm just reading words, and my brain don't comprehend it. But when I see has, it's definitely over, Michael Anthony. You lost my attention, and I'm like has, and then the rest is just nonsense to me. But anyway, TMDE should be a good one. That was trying to run back up also. Doge Mama 9, you're absolutely right. We'll add that one right to the list too. You know which one has not been good lately? I check it out every once in a while, and I've caught a bunch of pops on it, but this one's just been a disaster. Maybe it's going to get running, but it's got a lot of room to make up right there. So we'll see if it can get moving. That's that Robin energy right there. So we'll check it out. And let me see, reached it, and then he just writes, what is it? Reached its full year target of acquiring 150,000. What is going on? Hold on. All kinds of things are popping up on my screen saying, do I want to updates things? And that's out. It reached its full year target of acquiring 150,000 new funded account. What does he do? Is I guess Tiger? Oh, Tiger. He said Tiger. There you go. He said Tiger, you ass. That's great, Michael Anthony. Well, thank you. Oh, is that what you were writing? Tiger, but it said TI but GR. I didn't even realize that you were writing Tiger. I thought you were just writing TI but GR. I was like, what the heck's he talking about? Oh, you were writing Tiger earning. There you go. That went right over my head, Michael Anthony. That's not tough to do right there. So there you go. That's Michael Anthony for you. Now I get it. That was saying Tiger earning, not TI but GR. I didn't even know what you were talking about. All right, I got you now. I followed along a little bit. I'm telling you. So there you go. You see what I'm talking about? PB hacked at 80. I was explaining Michael Anthony writing earlier, and that's exactly what I'm talking. It says TI but GR, and I was supposed to know that was Tiger right there. And then the kicker when he puts two has's on there, guys. I mean, I absolutely love it. It's like has. You gotta love when he died. I mean, it just throws me off, and then I can't even focus on anything else that I'm reading. It's so crazy. But we love you, Michael Anthony. So you don't change anything because I think everybody's entertained by it, and I get all kinds of messages saying that they love it and all that. So there you go. We'll roll with it. How's that, guys? And we'll roll through the market, see what's going to be popping tomorrow. And that's always fun as well. So let's go ahead, see what our indices, our Mag 7, our SPY, and everybody else. I already said indices. I meant to say our crypto and all the big caps and everybody else. So let's see what's happening here. And then I'll tell you a little bit about my day in AC at the cannabis convention at Champs Show. Shout out to Champs. They hooked it up. I had a media pass over there. And I went over and did a bunch of video. And so I'll tell you about that as well. So let's go ahead and check out the SPY. And it was down pretty good, I must say. And so were your Qs. And so was your IWM. So there you go. I would say we were pretty dead on the money from what we were talking about. And let's see. Well, that's good. It's a good idea because gold was definitely dipping. Remember, I kept saying gold and silver were not looking good right there. That's probably why. I know we should have probably listened to that as well because that was a huge dip on gold. And let's see, MU definitely did go down after hours too. But first, let's look at our Apple, and that was down. That was a red apple there today. And Amazon was down as well, bouncing off that line right there. Google was also down. Google still doesn't look too bad. I don't know how much it will run up. Meta's been pulling back, still not looking good. We didn't think it looked good yesterday. And Microsoft, like you said, double dipping. You're not kidding right there. And then your NVIDIA right here is also pulling back. So not many of the Mag 7 looking good, including Tesla pulling back there as well. So there you go for your Mag 7 pulling back and dipping down. AMC right there was also coming down. It was trying to move, but this market's not going to let it. And GameStop is probably going to pull back as well right now. How about Chewy down today? And that looks like it's going to continue down. And so does Unity right now. And it could try to rebound today. It didn't look so good. Maybe it pulls back into your 20 area, maybe a little lower like that did right there, but we'll see. It just doesn't look perfect right there. Let's put it that way. How about Netflix right here? What was it up to? I'm not even sure what Netflix did. It was up. Oh, wow. Netflix. Who thinks it's rolling off this MACD? I am not confident that it goes up right here, guys. So I would be careful. It looks like it trying to bounce, but I'm not so sure. I would say if it did, it's only getting up there and getting rejected again. And I do think Netflix is going to be coming back down. So just be careful of that one. Paramount's been pulling. Look at that pullback. I mean, ever since they won Warner Brothers, the hot chick, they pulled back. And Warner Brothers looks like that's pulling back as well. So there you are. And how are you, Laptop Travel? I ran. And yeah, I'll go through that. And as a matter of fact, who was telling us? It's PB Hack to 80 today was actually telling us all about it up there. So I'll go through the rest of the messages. Let's keep on cruising right here. I guess your picture catches my you know what it is? I think it's like Louis Michael Anthony's. Louis Rodriguez, your picture does not catch my eye because it's just like kind of dark. But Michael Anthony's and Laptop Travels, when they post something, that's what it is. It catches my attention when I look up over here. I don't see what they write, but I kind of see their picture. I think that's why I generally see what you guys write. I think that's what it is because I saw Laptop Travel hop up there pretty quickly. I'm so used to seeing that picture right there that I guess my brain just like is like, oh, it's Laptop Travel. There you go. And so yeah, there's your Warner Brothers and Netflix and all them guys. And here we go with some semiconductors because AVG pulling back MU earnings afterwards and outperforms Outlook. How about that, Laptop Travel? But it was pulling back. I think I read it at the beginning. I don't even remember, but it doesn't even matter what I read it. If not, because I don't even know what it's talking about for one. But it pulled back to the 440s right there. So there you go with MU. And we'll see what happens tomorrow. But again, the market's just not looking well overall, to be honest. TSM had looked really good too, and now it might really pull back. I was going to say today TSM was looking great. I think I did say it this morning and last night probably, but I would say after today, it's definitely not looking good right there. How about SMCI? That's even a bigger dip right there. AMD was up. Look at that AMD. That looks like it could try to run, guys. I don't know. It has a lot of resistance. I would keep an eye on this AMD. It could be a sneaky little guy right there for some odd reason. I don't know what's going on, but it could be a little sneaky one that runs up there. QCOM, just going to bounce around down there a little bit. And Snow. I mean, we might as well snow come down in this crazy market, right? So what else would surprise you? So, yeah, just have snowflakes come down right now. So there you go. It's snow coming down, SNOW. And what about PayPal? That was actually looking good yesterday, too. And that got beat up today. So it can look good one day and then look terrible the next. And we'll see if they try to bounce back after the FOMC today and all that craziness in a nice red market. And maybe everybody forgets about it. But I doubt it because oil's soaring right now. And that's what's really killing the market, I would say. Intel is trying to set up. And another one, guys, I would say with AMD right here, I would try to keep an eye on Intel. INTC definitely looking pretty good as well. We were early to the party on Dell. And like I said the other day, it could be topped out. I think we should have known that when I said it. And how about IBM? That one actually looked good, too. And I think that could be just a little healthy pullback. How about that Palantir, Michael Anthony? I saw it down. I mean, it was up today, this morning in the pre-market. It looked really good. It still looks pretty good. I'm not going to lie. It really has to get pulling back. You have good support right here at about 150. And then you have your 20 down here at about 146. And then, I mean, you still have that would be when you get back down to your 125. That we were talking about over there, Michael Anthony. So we'll see if it can come true or not.
Fresh picks on the air. Join the fun if you dare. Michael Anthony made a call. Palantir's gonna surely fall. Down to 120, can't you see against Kathy Wood and all she believes. Louis Jingles, laptops, travel, dog mamas watching, penny stock clues. That's right. Sam's friendly bet is on the line. It's the greatest live show. Feeling mighty fine.
There you go. A little jingle about Palantir and Michael Anthony and his call right there. Michael Anthony, if you're new, he said it's coming down to 120. And I said it was going before this happened. It was right here, I believe. So just mark it was over here at about 146 or so, 147. I said it's going to 160 before it goes down. It went to 161, as you can see, 162. And now it's kind of hanging out. And yeah, it could be dipping down, but again, it does have some good support right here. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this Palantir, Michael Anthony, and seeing what happens if it really wants to pull back. Sophie, I said, was pulling back. It's going to continue to pull back right there. Palantir, I'm not sure. We're going to keep an eye on it, and I'll keep you updated on my take on Palantir. SanDisk just ripping up there and then pulling back with MU in the after hours. They didn't even have earnings. They just got beat up because MU got beat up in the after hours as well. I guess I don't even know. I'm saying that it was probably a play off of that MU dip, and that's for sure because that took a nice dip. And then your SanDisk did also. And Adobe was down pretty good. And like you said, that's back in the dumps, going back to the dumpsters, I would say. It looks like it's going to be in the basement relatively soon at the way it's cruising down right there. Oracle not looking so good. We looked at them for a minute earlier. And what about your MicroStrategy with a big old pullback as Dipto? Yeah, it is Dipto. I just called it Dipto. I called something else funny the other day. But Dipto right there. Also crypto, it is dipping down. And Bitcoin, yeah, not looking as good as it did yesterday. That's for damn sure. But again, we did say last night it was going to be pulling back. I just didn't think it was going to be pulling back as hard as it did, though, on Dipco today. Dipco, that's a good one when it's pulling back. And Strategy, obviously, is a Dipco right there. It's pulling back as well. And let's see what Robinhood's doing. It is pulling back as well. That looked pretty damn good yesterday going in. And maybe these are just a little healthy, cool pullback because Coinbase was looking amazing. And then look at it today. And it does look like a little bit of healthy pullback. So we'll see how fast it gets reversed right here on some of these guys, and including crypto. And Webull pulling back a little bit more, not looking so great. And what about space right there? That was also pulling back. And again, that doesn't even look so bad. Boeing was just pulling back. And again, getting set up, I remember I was saying I'm not so sure, and I wasn't so sure about this DJT. That's probably why. What I say this morning, guys, I said, I don't know about that one right there. And that pulled back, and Nike pulled back pretty good, and Lulu was pulling back yesterday from the earnings. But wow, look at that thing ripped up. Holy cow. I didn't even see it go. Lulu had earnings yesterday. It had pulled back yesterday, and now it's going up. I'm not sure what happened right there, to be honest with you. And let's look at your Disney holding on by a thread. It was trying to touch that support line, and it's getting rejected. Coming back down, Luis Rodriguez and Oxy right there. Remember how many options are on this thing? And you can probably keep an eye on this thing right there. Good old Oxy. But I would agree with good old PB Hack to 80 right here. Told us about VG, and it is looking pretty damn good right there. That might look like one of the best charts I've looked at all night there, VG or PB Hack to 80. So good one right there, that's for sure. And let's see, what else are we looking at over here? I know I read that stuff. Tigers, going back to Tiger with Michael Anthony because he likes that one. And he said that hit the goal for 2025 or something. I'm not sure. You guys can read that. Gold was a big dippage right there. MU we talked about. Iran targeting Qatar's newest, largest natural gas facility, and that's why oil's way up. And again, PB Hacked was telling us all kinds of news earlier about that stuff and what was going on there. So we were talking about that. Thank you, Laptop Travel, for the info, though, for sure. And let me see what else. And you were talking about PAGs. Oh, man. Is this that has one, or is this a totally different one that he wrote? Oh, man, this is a different one. What did he write here? PAG's earning was 44. That Delo earning was 18. Was a penny beat. I don't even know what's going on, guys. All right, you guys read. I'll leave it there. You guys read. You read Michael Anthony's writing right there. I'm not sure what the heck he's writing. And it said something about penny beat that PAG's earnings so much better that going to run to 18 that could run to 24, but the war needs to be over. So Michael Anthony's going to protest the war be over so PAGs can get back to 24. I think that's what he's saying right there. And let's see, MU, we were saying outperforms the outlook. I'm not, like I said, I wasn't on the earnings today in the after hour. I don't even know what they did, laptop travel. I'll look at it again, though. Did I read it at the beginning? I don't even remember if I did or not. Let's see. Uh, they post a record second quarter right there, and they beat the EPS revenue of 23.9 billion. Sees multi-year memory undersupply. What does that mean? Laptop travel, the undersupply, like they can't supply the demand that they need. Is that what they're saying? And their capex is above 25 billion. I did read this at the beginning, and I was asking what that undersupply. Does that mean they can't meet their supply? Is that why it went down? I'm not even sure what they're talking about. If that's what that means, but could be. And Michael Anthony wants to look at ABEO again. We looked at that one, but let's look at it. Oh yeah, that took a huge dip there, and is cheap to make a run. You liked it. You were telling us to buy it up there, Michael Anthony. No, I'm just kidding. No, that one is dipping down there, Michael Anthony. So we'll keep an eye on it. It's on your list right there. And yeah, PB hack to 80 right here. I'm telling you, that one looks the best right there. That VG looking great. I'd say it is surging in after hours. So definitely a good one right there. And what the heck is he saying? All chips selling off since Powell spoke today. That Powell is a nutcase. You meant to write, but he write nutcast. But I like when you write nutcase. He is a nutcast and a nutcase. How about that, Michael Anthony? And what did you say? Powell changed the markets for more selling than oil was running the stock than stocks sell off. And so you think all this sell off is because of Powell, is what Michael Anthony, I think, is saying right there. But I don't know, Michael Anthony. Oil is skyrocketing right now. You got your Brent right there at 111. I mean, your crude's at 98. These things are just looking good. How about that sugar? I mean, that was wild, huh, Kane? Did you look at that guy's sugar cane last night? I think somebody had said something about it. I don't remember, but look at that bad boy. That was crazy right there. Netflix chart looks like Palantir chart. You said, let me look at it. I have to look at this thing now and look at Palantir. What did I just type in? I don't even know. NFLX, right? I definitely didn't type that in. That looks like, but Netflix looks like it has a lot of resistance right there. I'll be honest with you. Let's look at Palantir. Hold on. I got to open it up so that I can come back and forth real quick. How about that? Well, I didn't even type that one in right. Or that one. And we'll do it again. There we go. And let me see. Yeah, I would say, let me just, I mean, I see what you're saying there, Luis Rodriguez. It's just, you know what it is. Your support right here is like in a different spot. And I think Netflix could take a little beating right here just because it's had a nice run up. Palantir, on the other hand, and again, it could take a beating too, but it just has a little better support underneath of it. That's all. But if Netflix were to run back up to this 97 area, it would get moving. And so, yeah, I would say Netflix, we'll keep an eye on it. We look at it each day and see what it wants to do right there. And so, yeah, I would say I see what you're saying. They have a similar look. I think it's just that support line's kind of a little different right there. And it's I think Palantir is a little safer at the moment anyway. That's all I can say. And obviously, we'll keep an eye on them. We always do. We look at them like twice a day. So we always know what's going on with that. Michael Anthony said Netflix can fall to 75. Oh, there you go, Luis Rodriguez. You better make a two. There comes a new jingle right there, guys. I have a feeling you're about to hear a Netflix can fall to 75 jingle, Michael Anthony. How about that in the future? And Bitcoin selling off, then gold selling off. That markets will follow. That Powell is a hawk. That no cut. That market will sell. Someone else, just read that to yourselves, guys. I mean, like I said, I explained before, I'm not a good reader anyway, but I mean, that is the greatest sentence ever. Bitcoin selling off, then gold selling off. That markets will follow. That Powell is a hawk. That no cut, that market will sell off. There you go. That's how Michael Anthony states it, and that's what he's talking about right there. And I love it. So there you are, Michael Anthony. And he said PED could run the 30, but I have no idea. Let's look at this PEDVICO or something like that. It's at 16. Like I said, we got to get through 18 before you get all hyped up about 30. So we'll just wait to see what happens with Pedvico right there. And what did that laptop travel say right here? He said Netflix has a $2.5 billion war chest for announced stock buyback, so that'd be good. So I don't see them allowing their stock to. Yeah, I don't think they're coming back down to 75 either, Michael Anthony. That's why I said I think you're about to see a new jingle coming. It might even be out before the end of the show. You know, Luis Rodriguez, he cranks them out, and you may see a Netflix coming down to 75. And against who's betting on Netflix right now going up? I don't know about that call right there, Michael Anthony. So I have no idea. Like I said, I mean, it doesn't look like it's going to hold up, but you do have 91, then you have this up here at 87, and you got to get way down there, back down there for your 75. I don't know. I mean, everything's possible for sure, but I'd have to see it buck through this 50 first at 87, and then when it does that, I'll say, all right, you're Michael Anthony, you might be on to something there, but we'll be watching that bad boy right there. You make some pretty bold predictions. I'm like, if I were you, I would just be like, yeah, that bad boy is going to come down to like 87 or 85. I'd be like, yeah, I can see that. But, you know, like all out, like, yo, it's coming down to 74. Don't even watch it. It's just coming down. And, yeah, I don't know, Michael Anthony. Maybe it will, and maybe it takes a little time, but I'm not so sure. So we'll be watching Netflix now. And I'm sure Luis Rodriguez is already on the ball with your new jingle. I can almost assure you. As soon as I saw that, I was like, "Here comes another Luis Rodriguez beauty." I'm sure. So there you go. And let's see what else is going on over here in the market. All of the companies' oil and gas properties in Wyoming, Colorado, and New Mexico. I don't even know. Is he talking about Petco? I don't even know. These include properties from its recent completed transformative, I think that word is, merger, something like that. And portfolio companies controlled by Juniper Capital. I've heard of them before, but I don't. Are you still talking about PED? I'm not. You lose me all the time. Yeah, it's an oil and gas one. All right, there you go, Michael Anthony. So that is your beauty. Pedvico. I actually added it right to your list. So there you are with that. And let's see what else is going on. Did we read these news stories? I felt like I already read them, but I don't even know. I have no idea. It was a long day. Goldman sees India rupee sliding to 95. I'm not even sure where it's at. So stock futures tick down after the Dow falls to fresh 20. Oh, yeah. Didn't we read this stuff? I think we did at the beginning. It seems like it did. But anyway, there you go. And what do you say, Michael Anthony, about Ped was talking about $65 a barrel? And that now over 100. Yeah, I would say they ain't talking about 65 anymore. How about that? They lost out. I hope they signed a good agreement. Look at that. That went down a little bit. But yeah, these things are way up there. Your VIX, let's see what it looks like right here. I know your UVXY was looking pretty healthy. And let's see, your VIX is not looking so bad either right there. It could easily roll right off and get cruising. Obviously, looking at that in the morning. And let's see. What else do we have going on over here? Luis Rodriguez, do we have any jingles or anything else? I didn't even look over here to see if anything happened. Let me see. If I missed anything, let's see what's trending too, guys. I got to check it out and see if we're missing anything that's important this evening. Hold on one second. Well, I don't see anything crazy over there. Hold on. Yeah, DJT's been beaten down right there. CFS, how are you? And that certainly is. And Wolf's been your number one. Let's see. What is Wolf up to? Terror Wolf right here. Good old Terror Wolf. Let's see. It's pulling back a little bit. This other Wolf right here, Wolf Speed, wasn't looking so bad the other day. Yeah, this market's just getting pounded on right now. And you know what it is? Because oil and gas is going up so high that nothing's going to be able to pull back. Food's going to go higher because trucking's going to go up, and obviously transportation's going to obviously rise because gas prices are soaring right now. So there's going to be nothing going down, that's for sure. Maybe that's what you're seeing with coffee and them things. And we saw it before it was happening because you guys know I absolutely said that coffee, sugar cane, and all that good stuff right there. So Let's see. Oh man, I think we might have a good old Michael Anthony jingle, everybody. Like I said, I had a feeling that might have been in the works. I don't know why, but Luis Rodriguez is pretty quick with these bad boys. Let's put it that way. And let's hear and see what he has. Let's see.
In there, Michael Anthony, the charts are flashing wild and free. You said pager duty's got that V-shaped look. Pulled that $10 target from your book. Then came that wall of text, a beautiful mess, all about Petevco. I must confess, my tired old brain, it started to fry with all them that's you wrote. Way up high, but you're the greatest, my friend. That much is true. Glad to be rocking and rolling here with you.
That's a great song for Michael Anthony, everybody. I love it.
Well, good evening there, Michael Anthony. The charts are flashing wild and free. You said pager duty's got that V-shaped look. Pulled that $10 target from your book. Then came that wall of text, a beautiful mess, all about Petevco. I must confess, my tired old brain, it started to fry with all them that's you wrote. Way up high, but you're the greatest, my friend. That much is true. Glad to be rocking and rolling here with you.
Oh, that's awesome. Luis Rodriguez, you gotta send me that audio file, please. That's got to get added to the list right there for sure. You know that. That's a good one. I mean, that just hits it right on the head. MU right there. Our cat. I forget if we looked at. I don't think we did when we were doing the other ones real quick. And that one pulling back pretty big. Did I have earnings today? Yeah, it did actually. I do remember talking about that. Sandusk is up right there. It was pulling back. Yeah, it's pulling back in the after hours. We looked at it. DJT coming down. That SWMR looking good. VG looking good. Oh, no, that PDOIN Luis Rodriguez is pulling back. Paladine, isn't that what that's called? Or something like that. PDYN. Paladine AI. So, whoa, that was a big dip right there. That was looking pretty good, too. And let's see, what is MOS up to? And that's Mosaic Company pulling back. But Boyle, I don't know what Bill is, but that's a weird thing. I can't even look at that chart. Boyle looking really good. I'm saying that one's probably going to be your good one tomorrow, your best play maybe. And your GRR, that Gorilla Technology, looks like it's pulling back right there. So there you go, everybody. I would say that's pretty good right there. What did you say? Pedco. What the heck did you say? They bought both assets from Juniper. And now the word's getting out, guys. I've been on the Pedvico 100 times. Let's see what their news is down here. 1 for 20 reverse split March 3rd, and then I don't see anything else. So I have no idea there. Michael Anthony, you will fool me pretty quick. And let's see. It would tell me maybe on TrendSpider. I have no idea. PED, because I do have some news up, but I'd have to go through it. And I see the reverse split right there. Something else right there. But, I'm not reading through all that. That's why I'm not a news guy, guys. And I just look at technicals, and that's enough for me. I mean, guys, let's be serious here. Do you think I could read anything about coffee and know that thing was going to do that today? Or, sugar, and then coffee, JVA. You think I read anything? I don't even drink coffee. And look at that thing. Yeah, I'm better off not knowing anything, to be honest with you, Michael Anthony. The less I know, the 3 seconds that I've realized, I'm coming to the conclusion that just let me look at the chart for 3 seconds and tell you what it's going to do. And if I can't exactly tell you in 3 seconds, let me come back to it, because clearly it doesn't give me an absolute look right there. And when it does have an absolute look, I'll tell you what it's going to do. And yeah, we just got to zero in and lock in on these things. Look at that thing. That right there. Kane right here is going up more. Jesus, that's insane. That's a nice little green candle from yesterday. And we gave that away right there. But there you go. And I'll tell you about my day real quick, and then we'll wrap up our evening right here. So, yeah, today I did go to the Champs show. If you're not familiar with Champs, it was an AC. They have a huge show out in Vegas, and it's a glass show. It's actually always was. It was always a glass competition for the glass blowers and stuff like that in the industry. And it just kind of evolved into like this huge kind of show now. And it's really started to do that as like the D8 products and THCA and them kind of products started to become legal in different states. Then them companies obviously started to get crazy and explode. I had one myself. I used to have booths at Champs, as a matter of fact, for a few years, so I know the show really well, and it is a fun show. So you get a lot of different people in there, but it is mainly about the glass, but it has become just about a whole big industry show, and it's kind of fun. And so that was an AC, and it was yesterday, today, and tomorrow. So I went down there and did some videos, and they gave me a nice little media pass. It was fun walking around. I interviewed some people and saw some cool products and met some great people over there. So that's what I did with that. And so, yeah, I'll post some videos with that, and you guys can see that fun stuff. But it was a good time. I had a good time over there. And that's what I was doing today. So that's where I was. I was trying to pay attention to the market. Like I said, actually, I had better service than I usually do down there in that convention center that they had. But it wasn't perfect. But I was able to check the market and see what was going on. So I was paying attention and hopping back and forth and seeing if you guys were hitting me up on the Discord and all that good stuff. So, yeah, it was a good time. And I did see the market just dip down with FOMC. I was like, oh, we expected that one. That's for sure. Nothing surprising us. That's so there you go. And that's what I was up to. And then, yeah, guys, another really cool thing before I hop off. So almost 2 years we've been doing this show, right? And I actually just kind of started it because, again, you guys know the story. I really started it because it was like cognitive therapy. It was like I was doing cognitive therapy, and like the things that I was doing, I just couldn't follow along with anything going on. And I was like, why don't we just do this with the stock market? I might be able to pay attention. So I did it myself. I was like, well, I'll just do it. So I started doing shows on X, right? On the spaces. Remember Laptop Travel and you guys from the beginning. That's how it started. And then obviously I moved over to the StreamYard and started streaming videos. And then so you guys could see the screen and play along and have fun and everything else. But it had first started as just the X streams and whatever they're called. And so, yeah, that's how it all started. And that was almost 2 years ago. What was it, like the last day of May, Laptop Travel? Something like that. I know it's in May and at the end of May. So it'll be coming up on 2 years. How crazy is that we're doing the show? And honestly, since then, well, I guess not in the very beginning because I wasn't really thinking about it. But I guess for at least like the last year, to be honest with you, I've always like tried to think of like a show name. I like even I've asked a bunch of people. I've asked some of my good friends that are really witty, some of my business partners, a bunch of people. I've asked everybody, yo, if you think of a name for my show, please let me know. And people gave me things and they're like, you may like it. It's not like the best thing, but nothing's ever really vibed. So I just call it the live show and that's it. And I've always thought I've ran it through every AI, everything you can imagine, trying to figure out like something catchy or something good to call the show besides the live show. And honestly, today we're sitting at dinner, and now my daughter, she is very, very funny. I have to say she's pretty hilarious. I'm not gonna lie. So today we're at dinner sitting there eating, and I don't even know what we were. Obviously, they were asking about. I just gotten home. I just came back. It was like late, like 6 o'clock or something, 6:30. We're sitting down eating, and I just got in the door basically from coming in from AC and doing the convention down there. So my wife was kind of asking me what happened, and my daughter was just kind of asking too, like what I did, and I was just saying it. So, and then they were talking about my show, like the podcast and stuff, and yeah, my daughter just kind of rattled off a name. It was so good, and it was just what she like said, part of like her funniness. And it was just like the perfect show name. I looked at her. I was like, holy cow, I think that's the perfect show name right there. I think you just named my show after this long time. So I'll let you guys know because we're still trying to. I asked her what she thought. I gave her 3 choices of which ones that she liked. And because she thought of it. So we were just tweaking something. And I was like, let me know later on or tomorrow. And I think we're going to actually have a real show name, guys. And I actually like it a lot. I think it's really good. And it's really, really simple. And it was so funny when she said it. I was like, holy cow, I think that's perfect for the show. And she was like, yeah, I kind of like that too. So I honestly, my wife thought it was good too. We all thought it was really good. And again, my daughter was just being funny. I mean, she just kind of was saying something funny about me doing the show. I don't even remember what the heck she was even saying, to be honest with you. So she's a character for sure. She's very funny. But anyway, so Yeah, we might have a real show name. That would be so exciting. Like I said, I'm usually pretty good with that. My one buddy is so good with that. And he's just given me a couple, and we've both been like, I don't know. Nothing's really stuck. This immediately kind of stuck. I was just like, wow, I like that. Like nothing that I've heard in the last like almost year, over a year, has really stuck. And again, I've tried everything with AI, every type of AI, had other people run it. But like, you don't know how long I've probably spent more time than I ever should trying to figure out a stupid show name besides the live show. And then my daughter just spits one out as she's just trying to like be funny. Like, no, she wasn't even trying to be funny. She was literally just saying something and it was funny. And literally, it probably gave a great show name. So I'll give you guys that tomorrow, and we'll see what she exactly wants, because I told her she can pick it, and because it was so good. And then I'll let you guys see what you guys think. So that's what I thought. So I'll give you guys that tomorrow. Something to look forward to on the end of like at a Thursday. So we'll have something, and maybe we can have like a little poll or something we put up after the show, and maybe we'll get a show name for next week. Wouldn't that be pretty wild after almost 2 years? So yeah, maybe I'll stop calling it the live show. I honestly kind of cringe when I say it. I'm just like, when people are like, what's your show called? I'm like, live show? I really don't have a name. I always ask people, when people ask me, I go, if you can think of a name, please let me know. I always say it to people I know, and they look at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, I'm not even kidding. I just can't come up with a name, and I think it might have finally happened. I'm like kind of excited about it. So I'll give you guys that tomorrow. A little spoiler right there. Not even spoiler, a little, what is that called? A tease. That's what I meant to say. A little tease for you guys for tomorrow. How's that? And again, some of you guys have been literally listening for almost 2 years, like Laptop Travel, literally tuned in the very first time I ever hopped on X Spaces. He was on there. Luis Rodriguez's wife, I think, was on there like one of the first days too. I'm not going to lie. And there's a few other people. I know Doge Mama 9's been hanging out for a long time, and a lot of other people. So I greatly appreciate it. That's for sure. And yeah, we kind of try to pivot with the market and just kind of change it up a little bit. Now we have awesome jingles and all kinds of good stuff. So it's a lot of fun, that's for sure. And I love the jingles. I mean, they've been really good. And Luis Rodriguez just knocking it out of the park with some of these jingles. And so, yeah, definitely loving that. Is there another one up here? Is that another one right there, Luis Rodriguez, you just posted? Hold on. I think we might have another one. And then we'll wrap it up after that. How about that, Luis Rodriguez? So I'll play that new jingle right there, and then we'll call it a night. So, yeah, I think that Michael Anthony jingle was great, that PED one. And PB Hack to 80, thank you for tuning in. That's awesome. And VG, you said, is moving. It is certainly moving. What's that? Wow, look at that thing. It's cruising along, that's for sure. Like I said, this is probably Boyle and VG. Honestly, you want to see what I have on my list for the top one? I tell you is every time what I go through them. But VG, if you can read, I put VG and Boyle, my top picks for tomorrow. And then I put Oxy over to the right. So there you go, if you wanted to know. And if you want to know, I put my momentum ones where Light right here was looking pretty good to try to run up to the MACD. Your LNG right there. Didn't you say that one too? PB Hack to 80. And the Data Dog looked like it wanted to run up a little bit more right there. So you can keep an eye on them. And then, yeah, that, of course, PD right here, that pager duty, that's looking pretty good. That's setting up right there. So there you go. That's all. I mean, there's not a whole lot to put on the list. I'm not going to lie. I might not even do a night note and just put Boyle VG, and I'll update it in the morning because they look the best. I'm not, and honestly, that VG is actually trending on the old stock twits right now. That SWMR is VG. They're probably only the green ones, and Boyle too. So there you go, right there. And so yeah, definitely liking them. And let's see, new jingle, and you always thought it was Dougie Fresh Picks. No, that's what I call myself, though. I always wanted to call like the show something like Dougie Fresh Picks and then something after that. Like I always put Dougie Fresh Picks in like the live show. But Yeah, I mean, I just say I'm Dougie Fresh Picks, but I don't really call the show that. I guess I don't know what I've always just kind of called it the live show, to be honest. And yeah, whatever. And this will actually kind of go with Dougie Fresh Picks, as a matter of fact. So it's going to kind of go all together. And I'm telling you guys are going to really like. I think you guys are going to like it. I liked it. I was like, wow, that was really good. My eyes lit up when she said it, and literally she was just saying something funny, and we all immediately kind of liked it. I was like, wow, I really like that. My wife said that too, and she was like, yeah, that would definitely work. And I usually run things by my daughter because she's 16. She's into social media stuff, and she has a good idea of what goes on today. Probably better than me, I would say, because I don't really follow that well. Like, a teenager would. Of course, they know what happens. They know all the trends and all kinds of good stuff. So, and she's really smart, witty, and funny. So it's a good person to ask sometimes. So yeah, I ask her ideas. I told you guys the goodbye, good luck, see you later that I say every morning. Dougie says that. That's from Dougie saying that in the morning. He would say that every morning. Goodbye, good luck, see you later. And that was from Dougie. So yeah, I just pick stuff up from like whatever's around me and we add it to the show. But yeah, I think Doge Mama 9. So yeah, I think it's gonna be like a Dougie Fresh pick something or Dougie Fresh something, and I think you're gonna really like it. So I'll give you guys that tomorrow. A little teaser on that. Like I said, I'm just gonna let my daughter pick like what she wanted to exactly be, because we threw out like it was in three different ideas. It was the same thing, but just three different ways we could do it. And I said that I'll let her think about it. So yeah, I'll have that for you guys tomorrow, and we'll end this show on another new one right here. Hold on, there we are. Look at that, I'm right there. Holy cow, I'm like on TV. That's pretty wild. But here we go. I'm just kidding. I gotta unmute that and then hit this.
Yeah, watch the screen. Mike Anthony. Saw the Bitcoin bleeding red, the whole herd losing their mind instead. Called the gold dip and the sell-off, said the bull run's getting cut off. Hear the drum that Powell beats, a hawkish warning in the streets. Old school money, different breed, planting patient value seed. Watch that shiny tech collapse, 120 in the traps. Can't touch it, don't you buy it. When it's rushed, don't even try it. Old school money, different breed, planting patient value seed. Told them all, Michael Anthony, yeah.
I love it. I think the rap ones are great. they're pretty funny. Look at that. So there you go, everybody. Nader, everybody. There's everyone liking like the Joe Exotics post, everybody, because I posted out. They need to free that boy. I mean, this guy's still in prison. I just can't wrap my head around it sometimes that guy's still in prison. Like, is that not crazy? Could you imagine being in prison for 8 years and knowing that you should be walking free because you have everyone admitted to committing perjury, and that was in your case, and you're just still sitting every single day. You go to bed, you're in prison, and then you wake up, you're still in prison. You're eating prison food, all that stuff. A federal prison. I mean, that's not easy, guys. And again, obviously, he's probably the biggest celebrity in there, clearly. And he said they don't mess with him or anything, but still, I mean, that's not a way to live life, especially when you shouldn't even be there. So yeah, everybody try to support Joe Exotic. I always try to be a voice for him for sure, because if nobody's a voice for him, it'll never happen. So I try to keep it out there. That's why I repost it and always say it, because I'm like, hey, somebody, and I got a bunch of clips actually all cut up, so I'm going to start releasing them as well. I got all them done and chopped up our video or interviews and stuff with some cool clips and things of that nature to try to get a little traction and some other people talking about it as well for him, because he needs some people to talk about it. He needs to get to Trump, and then Trump just needs to sign a pardon. I mean, it's that simple, to be honest with you. And the guy's been in there for 8 hard years. I mean, that's a long time. And I like I say, I mean, they give child predators way less time. They're out in like 4 or 5 if they can survive through it. It depends where they go and what they get, where they end up staying and whatnot. But I mean, some of them have it easy because they're in like an entire child predator place, and then some of them almost get killed immediately. So it's pretty wild, which I laugh because it's what goes around comes around. It polices themselves, and that's the way it works. But they still get less time. They get like 5 years, and then they get parole. This guy's been in for 8. He said, I think he said, what did he say? Yeah, 22-year sentence or something. I mean, that's bizarre. But anyway, there you go. That's a little Joe Exotic as well. So be a voice for Joe Exotic, help him. And we'll see what's going on with all of these Iran attacks with the Gulf energy and all that stuff. But you can assure that the prices are just going to keep on soaring right now. They're not going to be dipping down, and it is going to get crazier and crazier. I went to get gas today. I looked out like, whoa, I think it was that 370 something or 470 something. I forget. I should have taken a picture. I'll take a picture of it tomorrow. It was pretty, I think it was 470 something. I think that's what it said. I forget now. I totally forget. I'll look tomorrow and let you guys know. And then well, I'll post it. I'll drive by. I'll grab gas and take a picture. I'll post it in the morning, and we'll all see what your gas prices are like there where you live tomorrow. So we'll have fun with that as well. So there you go, everybody. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez, for all the awesome jingles, and Doge Mama 9. PB hacked at 80 right there, hanging out this evening. Thanks a lot for that, VG, and what other one? LNG, and a couple other, and tuning in and having fun and chiming in. Thanks for doing that. You make sure you tune back in, because we do this show. Ready? We do this show every night, Sunday through Thursday. I had to think about it, actually. Sunday through Thursday at 8 p.m. So we'll do a show. Today's Wednesday. So yeah, we'll do a show tomorrow night at 8 p.m. So you'll be back tomorrow night. And then we do our pre-market show at 7 a.m. So yeah, we don't wait like 12 hours or 24 hours in between to do shows. We just do them. Like, we do the show after the market closes, and then we do the show before the market opens. So we know what the hell's going on. We pick out all the poppers. We always have everything down to a science. And then it's your job to trade it smart, because I'm not the best at that either. But I can tell you what's going to happen. I mean, it's kind of crazy. These future calls are like, I honestly am kind of blown away by some of these future calls lately. And I honestly like the ONDS this week, ASTS, Mobilicon. I mean, I'm just blasting them out of here with these calls. They're just absolutely bonkers lately. But I'm not going to lie, these future calls are kind of futuristic right there. Like, who really calls coffee and sugar the way that I just did that? I mean, who even looks at it? I don't usually, but they just caught my attention on the futures because we just happen to have this up. Only because FinViz puts things like this. It caught my attention. I looked at the chart and could tell you immediately something was going on. So, and it's kind of odd that, not odd, but you're seeing gold, silver, all your metals going down right there, because you're going to keep seeing oil probably continue its way up tomorrow morning, I would assume, and your natural gas and everything else. And your futures are red. They're down a little bit. Look, your Dow's only down 0.05%. Your S&P's flat. NASDAQ's flat, basically, and your Russell's down 0.16. Your Nikki's up a little bit. Your Euro and your DAX are way down, and your VIX is up. But yeah, they actually aren't too bad there. But I'm going to assume they will be down in the morning, and we'll be back on at 7 a.m. to go through and see what's going on. So thanks again, PB hacked to 80. For all that you chimed in and hung out tonight. I don't know if it was your first time you ever hung out or caught the show, but greatly appreciated. And of course, Robin was hanging out this evening, and we know you catch the show on your way to work. And I hope everything's going well with the new house. Knew you were busy. Anytime you get like a new house or you have a child, them two things, they take like months to like ever adjust and get everything ready. And just get like situated. And obviously a child, you're just constantly like on the run, but the first few months are clearly pretty busy there. And yeah, when you move into a house, I mean, it's like all kinds of chaotic. You're doing just like hanging pictures and stuff takes a while. It's like everything. You're like, damn, I got to do this. I got to do that. You just got a list every day. So very understandable when that happens there, but we greatly appreciate, like I said, I always appreciate everybody always tuning in. Luis Rodriguez, Janica always here. She's here all the time. And of course, Doge Mama 9, she's part of the team all the time. Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel. And of course, you'll never forget Michael Anthony, anybody. He's the greatest. And that is what we have for you, PB Hack to 80 and everybody else tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. All information presented here is for educational and informational purpose only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll be on at 7 a.m. You guys enjoy the rest of your night, and I'll see you guys in the morning. Have a good night, everybody.